Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Noun Phrase 200. The noun phrase today is public service announcement. You often see it abbreviated as a PSA, which of course stands for public service announcement. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. A PSA is an advertisement whose goal is to serve public interest and not to try to sell you products or services. Their main goal is to try to raise awareness of an issue or problem in society, and affect opinions and attitudes, and to encourage people to take action to deal with it, whatever the issue or the problem is. All right, let's continue. Most PSAs in the U.S. are released by the Ad Council, a non-profit organization. Okay, let's continue. The origin of PSAs dates back to just before World War II, so that's around the time they started, when radio announcers' ads would try to encourage people to support the war effort. Okay. Later on, PSAs were commonly found on television, billboards, magazines, etc. Yeah, so remember in the during the war, people didn't really have TVs yet. That was before TVs. TVs started to become more popular and started to spread out among families more like in the 1950s, after the wars were over. Okay, let's continue here. All right, and here we have some examples that covers some of the famous ones in the past. So just as an example, we read the first one. Some famous PSAs include a beeping sound to let one know the estimated amount of time smoking one cigarette takes from your lifespan. Yeah, I remember this one when I was a kid. That was around the time that they started to ban advertisements on TV, and we really, knew without a doubt that smoking cigarettes cause cancer. And they were trying to encourage some people to stop. And that was one of the old commercials they had. They said, every cigarette you smoke takes 3 minutes of your life. Do you know how long 3 minutes is? And then they'd have this really annoying beeping sound go, beep, 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 beep. Actually, for 3 full minutes. Okay. And I remember this, especially because when I was a kid, around that time, my parents used to smoke, and they stopped due to this. They stopped, probably a good thing they did, because they stopped, myself and my brothers, my sisters, we didn't end up smoking. But I do remember around this time that when my mother was trying to quit smoking, she would reach for a cigarette, and as she reached for a cigarette, my brother, who was older than me, would start going, beep, 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 beep. And it really worked. It would make her put it down. So some of them could actually be effective. All right, let's continue. We have a second one here. Another PSA was of eggs frying in a pan, and saying this is what your brain is like on drugs. So of course this is a PSA to try to discourage people from taking drugs, or not to get hooked on drugs. This was another famous one. I think this was like in the late 80s or mid 80s. And then, of course, another famous PSA also had the slogan, "Friends don't let friends drive drunk." This was at one time, that's when they started raising the drinking ages in the U.S. So before that, drinking age used to be about 18 in most states. Now, I think in all 21 states, in all 50 states, the drinking age is up to 21. So, and it was around this time they had that campaign, and that's when they used to have this PSA. So, and I think it was like they showed people like drinking and 2 glasses going together, and then somebody like putting their hand between it or something like that. But anyway, it was the idea that, if you seen your friend, you knew that they were really drunk, it was kind of dangerous to go out and let them drive, that you should do something to stop it. So this was another famous PSA, another public service announcement. All right, let's continue. All right, and just the last one, general. We could say many PSAs will warn about catching diseases and how to avoid them. So we could say that. yeah, maybe, I remember when AIDS was big, they would have PSAs about AIDS and, about any, several of the other main big diseases that came along. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope you found it informative. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.